Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen. If you're new here, I'm an artist, a designer, and multi-passionate creative. And today I'm going to walk you through my whole process of creating a flower arrangement. I don't have any clients, but sometimes I like to practice just to keep the muscle memory of making flower arrangements. So I'm going to walk you through going to the wholesaler, picking out some flowers, and then experimenting with some styles, and we'll see what we come up with. I just got back from the wholesaler and I found some flowers that I'm really excited to work with. First one I got was Celosia Yellow, and these are really funky. They kind of look like brains or coral. The next one I got were these white and orange amobium. When I first walked into the wholesaler without a clue of what I wanted to do, I just knew that I wanted the flowers to speak to me based on what was available. These palm cushions in this blue color stood out to me so much. They're so pretty, and it's not often that you come across flowers that are this shade of blue. It's kind of like a blue purple. So for this arrangement, like I said, I didn't have a plan. I didn't go in with a mood board, but I just wanted what was available to speak to me. And the first thing that I picked up were those orange yellow brain looking flowers that I showed first. I've never worked with those before, and something that I want to continue to challenge myself to do is, even when I don't have clients and I'm just doing arrangements for practice, for fun, or for myself, I want to find very unique flowers that I've never worked with before or that look kind of funky that you wouldn't really know what to do with. And I want to challenge myself to create an arrangement with them. Now, my style of arrangements are not traditional by any means. Clients that book me know that that's not my style. And unfortunately, if they don't know that and they try to request more traditional looking arrangements, I do say no, because that's not true to who I am and that's not true to my style. Controversial, maybe, but that's my choice. So I'm an artist first, and this is my medium, essentially. So with this is not your typical color palette. And when I'm choosing colors, I like to think about the color wheel. Complementary colors or analogous colors, colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, or monochromatic. And that's usually what I keep in mind when I'm trying to find colors to work with for flowers and for anything else. I knew that when I picked those yellow flowers, I didn't want to do the monochromatic. I didn't want to do just yellow and green or yellow and white, or play it safe with those colors. So that's why when I saw the blue, I was like, yes, I have to combine these two together and come up with something that is an art piece, not necessarily just a flower arrangement. So that's my challenge today. I will show you how I go through processing the flowers, what mechanics that I use, the tools that I use, and all of the behind the scenes. So let's get started. The first step in creating any flower arrangement is to process your flowers. This helps your flowers last longer and essentially helping your arrangement last longer. This involves taking off any leaves that would be touching the water, trimming your stems, taking off anything that seems to be rotting, because this would add bacteria and kill your flowers faster. And once I'm done processing all of my flowers and my stems are trimmed, I will put them in a bucket to rehydrate in some cool water while I get started on making the arrangement. pausing for a quick intermission because I don't think that I'm going to be able to keep this structure that I have with the chicken wire and this little dish here. The idea that I was going for originally was to have it a low arrangement and then some shape here with the flowers, which I can do because I have longer stems. Just don't cut the stems short. Easy. However, because of how wide this is and the amount of flowers that I got and the shape of the flowers, it's not going to be able to cover this completely with the chicken wire. So the only really focal flower that I have are these, and these only come in about 5 or 6 in a bunch, and it's not wide enough to cover this. So this is kind of the reality of not really planning ahead, which is totally fine because trial and error. But I know now that I have to adjust the mechanics that I'm using and use something else that will be appropriate for the flowers that I have. I could do something like this, a clear vase, but I don't want to do this because I want to use the chicken wire to be able to create a structure. And with a clear vase where the flowers are not coming and hiding here, you'll be able to see the green chicken wire. So don't want to use this. Okay, so I think I found a good solution. We'll try it and see. If not, then I'll try something else. But this one is shallow enough. It is white, so I don't have to worry about the chicken wire showing, which is great. And then also it's smaller, a smaller hole, a smaller opening than the other dish that I was using. So I think this might be able to work. And then this is kind of an odd dome, half dome type shape. So I could also play with this shape and with the shape of the flowers that I create to emphasize this or to use it to my advantage. And then we'll see what we can come up with this. just interrupting your regularly scheduled programming to share what I am going to do with this. To add more shape and movement and a little bit of an element of surprise, I am going to string some of the smaller flowers onto this wire. And I have two versions of the wire, a thinner one that's a little bit more flexible, and then I have a thicker one that's more sturdy. But for this one, I'm using the thinner one, and I'm just going to string them onto here. And the best part is you can bend this however you want into what shape you want. So then I'll put this into the arrangement and see what kind of shape we can create with that. Okay, so here is the finished product. I am quite happy with how it turned out. It wasn't initially what I was going for, but this is kind of the beauty of working with flowers and just seeing where it takes you. So if you notice, I used quite a bit of those wires and wired on the petals from the purple blue flowers and the white flowers as well. So this added some more movement. So once I started doing that, I realized that it was kind of mimicking the flow of how these petals grow on this flower. So then I just ran with it. So I started kind of wiring them and twirling and bending the wires so that it would kind of form similar shapes to this. And I really, really, really like how this came out. It's obviously, like I said, not your traditional flower arrangement, but that's the best part about it. In my opinion, it's not for everybody, and that's okay. I love this, and there are people who also love the artistry of floral arrangements too. So this is for you guys. Now, these petals that I strung onto the wire obviously do not have a water source. So this is not something, at least for these that are not touching the water, this is not something that's expected to last as long as the rest of the flower arrangement, which is fine. Something like this I would do for an event if it was maybe a couple hours. I would say longer than a couple hours, but no longer than a day because I'm not sure how long these will last without touching water and without the stem. So this is literally just for the art. Let me know what you think in the comments down below and if you would like to see any more flower arrangements from me.